Hey guys, this is John in Los Angeles. Alpha Channel update for May 5th, 2024. This is it. This is the hard one. Fifth day. I thought the third day was hard. This day has been difficult. So, let's show the art first. Start off on a good note. This one, I don't think I've shown her before. I love this girl. The hair turned out really well. And we also have Chloe. Needs some work, but the size is right. I've discovered that the scale really matters. Right now I'm working on a picture of these kids. I showed this yesterday, I think. And it's a picture of basically the kids in the first issue. All the kids who are the stars of the first issue. The first issue is called Razor Tail. One of the kids on the scooter is this guy. Right here is Summer's little brother. This is Jesse, and this is Summer. And this girl, I don't know her name yet. I don't remember. It doesn't matter what her name is. The other kids, I don't know their names either. But this is Jamie, and this is Warren. And their faces at this scale are not easy. So I did this last night. I did a pencil on the light box to refine the lines. And that worked out well. But this morning, so I also discovered I absolutely have to warm up. I can't wake up cold and start inking really fine lines. Nope, does not work. I'm not 20. My hands are at that time in the morning or almost, I think I covered up his face. Almost like, it's terrible. It's insane. So I have to warm up. And I still even didn't really today. The other thing is that paper it does not hold the ink well. And it doesn't sit flush on the sheet below it. That's a weird thing. And it might be because both sheets are a little, like not flat, like thin, light pound, I don't know what that, bond paper. And if it was heavier, like it was 80 pound or whatever, maybe that would be better. It'd be a heavier sheet, it would sit flatter. And so I know I have different stocks of paper around here, so I have to look through that and see if that doesn't make a difference. And if that doesn't, maybe go to vellum and then get a finer tipped pen for the really, I was using a brush on some stuff and able to get some really nice lines on the paper. And I was using hard pencil and getting some really nice lines on the paper. So it's a matter of getting to know my tools, which I can do. It's not fun, but it's better than doing anything else. And this is something I talked about a lot today, since I'm redoing it, I'll talk about it again. When I got out of animation school, art jobs, well, I wasn't as good as I am now, and I'm not that good now. But editing was easy to come by. Editing was a great job to get. And at that time, it was good money. And it was good money for a long time. And then I got into fashion, and I was learning something new. But I always wanted to end up here. And if I had taken an NPC job and focused on just doing storyboards, which is what I wanted to do, I wanted to get a job storyboarding. I got offered a job making websites. And my first job was making, it was a Friday night, it was an interview. I think we graduated the week before on Friday, and then the next week I had an interview with this company. And the job started Monday. Can you make a website? Sure, why not? Yeah, I can do that. I'd never used Dreamweaver before. I just graduated from school. I knew all the programs that were out except like Dreamweaver and a few other ones. Macromedia back in those days before Adobe bought them. Sure, I can do it. I went and bought the book. I learned it over 48 hours. And on Monday morning, I was in the office and we were making, see, the good thing was I only had to make assets at first, crop and resize and color correct all the production footage and photos and blah, 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 and work them into this website. It was Tyler Durden's journal for Fight Club for the DVD release. And, I didn't know shit about websites. I didn't stay doing that long. That company mostly was a video editing company. So I started learning how to do that. And then went to another company and another company as a video editor and made good money. And then left TV for fashion doing video editing and started doing graphics and started doing photo editing color correcting, cropping, rotating, just basics to get 30 photos out in a half an hour. So, like that paid for a while. And while I was doing that, I was able to write my novels. And now I have an even dumber NPC job where I get paid less than I did when I got out of school. But I have the time to do this. And I'm getting better every week. And I can see the improvement. So I'm going to kind of cut this short today. This is the third time's the charm. And I said some things in the other videos that I probably don't want to repeat. That maybe went into too much detail. So I'm just going to jump straight to the skateboards. This is a foil queen, princess, whatever. That's a magical skateboard. I was talking about technology and how much I love technology, and how today I've been watching Ethan draw more covers and using a blue pencil, architect pencil, just to the 2mm, I think it is, or 7mm, whatever. It's the big thick one, the big thick leads. I think they're 2mm. Yeah, they're 2mm because the other stuff is 0.7, 0.5, 0.8, or 1. And he's doing that to do the outline and the eyes and stuff, and then he was jumping straight to ink. And he's doing like 5 an hour. Dude. Wow. That's God level. Anyhow, this is Bondage Barbie 0, one still wrapped in plastic, 8.5. Love this board. Food Wars. This poor girl got abused. I don't know if this one glows in the dark. I think this might be a glow in the dark board. Should we check it out? I don't see, there's some slime on it, but I don't see it glowing. 0 is. Anyhow, that's a Food Wars. This is hard to come by. eBay is amazing. eBay and the internet, getting to watch Ethan draw. Like they're doing Trash Cast right now with Dick and Vito. I might watch the rest of it. Oh, this is a truck 0 with Independence. Oh no, check this out. These are cool. These are 0 trucks. Look at that. Is that right in there? I don't know. I'm gonna go around the back and see how well you can see it. Yeah, you see that? It's a 0 truck. It's sweet, right? Oh. Camouflage tape. Dead guy. I gave a board to a friend of mine that had grip tape with a skeleton committing suicide. It was awesome. I wish I hadn't given it away, but I gave it to a pal. I'm gonna go back to working on the comic. Movie quote for today is, this is the part where I get in the weeds. Movie quote for today. And Steve Rude, I picked up this Udon Bop from you probably in 2005. You're the man. Lethal Weapon. Danny Glover's all pissed off about Mel Gibson jumping off the roof with that suicidal guy, and he drags him into the parking garage, and he's, yelling at him, God hates me. That's what it is. And Mel looks back at him and says, hate him back. Works for me. I was raised Catholic, but I've always been devoutly agnostic. Lately, I feel like I am seeing the hand of God move more directly in my life. I don't know if it's for better or for worse. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut and move with patience and respect to everyone. I've been an asshole for most of my life, but I felt like the world asked for it. I saw everyone look, you trap animals often enough, and whenever they get trapped, even if you're coming to rescue them, they're going to think that you're the one coming to kill them and that you're the one who set out the trap in the first place. So my life has been a series of traps from people in authority over me, over and over and over again. And sometimes I see them coming and I get out of the way. Sometimes I see them do it to other people, and sometimes I get trapped myself. And sometimes they're not traps. Sometimes I overreact and bite the hands that are trying to feed me. It's been very hard for me to accept help in this life. Very, very, very hard. And I am now at a point in my life, I've needed help recently more than I ever have, which has been an extremely humbling experience. Right now I'm making ends meet. except for when I screw up and do something stupid. Or a couple weeks ago recently, I helped somebody. That's not what cost me that. Mostly I got in trouble at doing something stupid. But sometimes when I can, I help my friends who ask for help. And I've had a few ask me for help recently, and it has been within my ability to help them. And I've been very grateful to be able to do it. So that's all I'm looking for. What I'm looking for with this is not to get rich. You don't win a treasure, you win friends, you win a community. And that's the whole goal of Modern Savages. And that's what'll come out in the book. That's what the book is going to be about. And if it gains an audience, it's because what's in the book resonates with them, or they relate to what's in the book. And that means those are people who share my values, and I know that we'll be able to have things in common. So, and my goal is to find other people doing similar things and work together. Like, I know how easy it is to learn video games. I know all these people who can do comics can learn video games, because I can do it. And if you have the art skills, you can learn the other side. They've got node-based programming in Unreal now. That means you can do it. All you need is the time. Between campaigns, do an animated logo, and then do an animated character, and then that's how you do it. That's how you do it. So Adobe Character Animator is awesome too. I want to use that too. That uses 3D technology or 3D psychology in a 2D animation world. So there's lots to learn. There's lots to be able to do. But you got to have something to sell. You got to have something to say. That was the thing I didn't finish the Bob Dylan quote from yesterday. So if you watched these 2 days in a row, that's a benefit to you. Bob Dylan, they asked him what he thought about all these people making his music, and he said, "Oh, that's really good, but it's great to have a great voice, but you got to have something to say. If you don't have the greatest voice in the world is meaningless if you don't have something to say," was I think his quote. So I've got something to say, and it's the right time to say it. Earlier, this message wouldn't have been as relevant. This message is uniquely relevant right now. The game is called Race War. The comic is called Modern Savages, but it may as well be called Race War 2. And it's a comic book about how to be friends during a race war. So, Modern Savages, that's what we're facing. How do the little people unite and save face, like 10 Bears and Josie Wales? How do you show each other steel and, I've come here to give death or to receive it, or to give life and receive it? I've had those encounters at skate parks. I once had a guy at Hazard Skate Park in the middle of the night after going to a white power heavy metal concert in East Los Angeles. I went about 6 blocks away over to Hazard Skate Park down by USC. It was about midnight, about a year ago, and maybe 6 months ago. And a guy was there with this, maybe over a year ago now. God, is that possible? I don't know. No, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyhow, there were some guys there, and they got in my face. One of them pulled out a Glock and fired a round into the ground and was talking mad smack and wanted me to disrespect him, and I didn't. But I didn't disrespect myself either. And, I didn't know that. I didn't know that about myself. I didn't know that a guy could pull a gun on me and just, point it right at me. What you doing out here? So, man, I just came out to skate. What's up? No disrespect. I didn't even say that, but that was how I talked. It's no disrespect, man. So that's just who you gotta be. And if you do that, everything else that happens isn't your fault. If you have a clear conscience, you don't have to worry about the rest of it. I hope the blocking is right. If I'm gonna be pissed if I just did a whole other take and the blocking is off. All right, the blocking was not terrible. All right, but that's it. I gotta get back to drawing. Today was a rough day, guys. I hope you're doing better. Talk to you next time.